Well, hello there. Greetings, traveler. Doot 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 doot. Oh. Let's get some editing done, shall we? Trying to figure out why everything seems to be running so gosh darn slow. The next okay. Here we have one of those things where I'm like, okay, let's actually try this out. The next morning, Jodelle woke them early to eat a meager breakfast, as opposed to Jordell woke them Jordell woke them for a meager breakfast early the next morning. Jordell woke them for a meager breakfast early the next morning. Yeah, I don't understand why a change like that would be made. I could see adding a comma, and that's actually something I'm going to do, but like I don't understand the rest of it. boy groaned as he tried to gnaw on a roll of hardtack. Mayhap their stock of it had gone stale, or mayhap the bread was simply rock-like in nature. Sometime since Jordell had revealed that it was the primary foodstuff he had packed in his saddlebags, Lorne had given up trying to determine which. Oh, god damn it. Hi, chat. Whoops. Hey, there we go. Hi, Taters. Hi, Alex. Hi, Clundy Man. Sorry. And Taters, I just got your text. uh, it was face, Clundy Man. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? I have to say your name? It's Taters, precious. Talking about that? Is that what you mean? And I saw somebody use focus earlier, but that didn't exist either, so there we go. We're slowly putting everything back together on the new channel. He did not look up from his horse, his fingers busy securing Zane to the charger's back in preparation for the day's ride. Yeah, okay. This is Darkfire, taters. Mystic is with Karen. She is editing it probably first week of December. Hey, Novelith. Darkfire is after Mystic. Correct. Goes Nightblade, Mystic, Darkfire. Remember that at the end of Nightblade, you don't even know what a mystic is, and that's the big, like, mystery. Is Jordel's like, do you know what a mystic is? Lauren's like, no. He's like, well, I'll tell you on the road. Let's get rolling. And so they get rolling, and then the book ends. And then the next book is literally named Mystic. And readers are always like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then also right at the end of Mystic, you learn what Darkfire is, so it doesn't have the same mystery going forward. But then Darkfire happens, and like at the end of Mystic, you learn what Darkfire is, and then in the book Darkfire, there's no Darkfire, no Darkfire, no like there's no Darkfire, and that's another one where people are like, "What the hell?" But then when it does appear, they're like, "Oh, oh, that was cool," and then pretty immediately they go, "What the fuck?" It's pretty great. I'm a big fan, honestly. Big fan of my own books. I think writers ought to be that. It's magic, motherfucker! Unfortunately, there does come a point in every fantasy book and every magic system and all that sort of shit where the author does have to wave their hands and go, "It's magic." Lampshade all the things. I do lampshade stuff occasionally. The biggest thing I lampshade is like the necessary stuff that has to happen in book one for Lauren to for the rest of the plot to happen, right? But like there is a lampshade hanging, but there is also a reason behind it. Like Lauren when Lauren and Zane first split up and then they run into each other again in Cabris. That's basically impossible. And Zane basically goes, "It seems, sounds fake, but okay." He's like, "I don't know why I can't get rid of you. It doesn't seem like that should be a thing. The odds that we should run into each other in a city after we split up are just frickin' crazy. All right, let's carry on with the story." And Jor-El says basically the same thing, where he runs into Lauren twice, and he's like, "Huh, I think there's something. It can't just be coincidence that we keep running into each other." All right, let's go on with the story. But there is there is actually a reason and a purpose behind it, but like I can't explain it until yeah, the reader does allow for stuff like that, but like the writer, the critic, the critical mind goes, okay, well you just hung a lampshade on it and then just like tried to pass on by like we wouldn't notice that anything. What the fuck? And I'm like, well, see, there is a reason for it, but it is part of the long-term plan. And no, this is not like the people writing Lost who are like, no, we totally have a plan for the ending. We totally have a plan for the ending. We totally have a plan for the ending. And then they basically just kind of made up the ending, which I feel obligated to say I actually enjoyed the ending of Lost. But like I actually do know why they keep running into each other. Oh. Yeah, Jordell gets like no chance to explain any of the shit that he knows, you know, to Lauren because they're always on the run. And then of course, spoilers. Did I really write that? Soon enough, though, the day gave them one great difference, however. See, that's the sort of thing that, like, yes, an editor should correct, but, like, didn't correct it the right way and didn't show me how they corrected it, you know? Are you? No, 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 nope. Okay. I wrote. No. I wrote, though the hot sun had beat down on them heavily ever since they left the King's Road. That was changed to, though the hot sun had beat them like a stable boy ever since they left the King's Road. Who thinks that's a good metaphor? Who? true! It does sound like something you'd hear in porn, right? Or like a bad erotica novel. Though the hot sun had beat them like a stable boy. For fuck's sake! This is the sort of thing that made me not want to edit on stream. But you know what? Now I don't even care. Though the hot sun had beat down on them heavily ever since they left the King's Road, now it seemed spring had decided to give. Yeah, I can't either. You probably glossed it over. Ugh. Why isn't Alex isn't a mod? What the hell? I'll be totally honest, it's really hard to like justify not modding almost anybody. Like, I've met Clundyman in person. We hung out. We drank together. You know? Oh, well, Clundyman is a mod, so that's a bad example. I forgot I made you a mod, Clundyman, but you totally deserve it. There's somebody else who it's like every time I see them, I'm like, I should mod that person. But then I feel like I have more mods than I have regular viewers. Taters, we drank together with you. Hashtag just basement things. It's not the Great Rocks Mountains. It's the Great Rock Mountains. I don't know why this editor didn't get that. It doesn't make any sense. Because as soon as you put people into virtually any situation, they start fucking everything up, Alex. How much greater would society be if it weren't for the humans inside it? No, honestly, like I don't know. I don't understand because I really love characters. I love characters, but I love characters in worlds. And that's the thing, is that I feel like too many times people try to put characters in I feel like too many times people build great worlds and then they populate those worlds with characters who are used to the world. And I get why you would think to do that, why that would make sense. But all of the greatest stories, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, The Marvel movies, especially like the beginning Marvel movies, the origin stories and everything like that, all of the great stories are always about a character who is blown away by how cool everything is. You know, Frodo lives in Middle Earth, he knows about it, but he sees elves, he sees Rivendell, he sees Lothlorien, he even sees the Balrog. And I feel like too many times people put characters who are like, oh, a Balrog, and now da 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 da. Whereas like Frodo's like, what the actual fuck? Like, build a world that you think is awesome and then populate it with characters who also think it's fucking awesome. You know? Because people should be blown away by how cool things are, you know? I can't plot worth a shit. That's a great turn of phrase. Ah. Well, then you come to plot, and plot is a whole nother thing. But your plot should be based on your world, and your world should be based on your theme, right? Like the theme of Tolkien's work is death. Death and everything ends. That is the central theme of everything Tolkien ever wrote. So all world building Tolkien ever did was everything used to be great, and now things are still pretty cool, but it's all going to end eventually, and everything is ending and winding down, and it's all going to end. All of the great things, they're all going to end, and everybody's going to die. And that is his theme, so that is his world, and so that is his plot, you know? And it's the people in the story deciding, are, you know, some people want to bring about that end and that death in big bang fiery destruction, and other people want to preserve what they have while recognizing that in the very act of preserving it, they are going to have to lose it. They are going to die. They are going to be the ones to pass on, right? Would you rather a character that has only seen a small part of the world, or someone who's seen most of it? Well, your main character should be the one who's only seen a small part of the world, and the they should be assisted and aided by someone who's seen, if not most of it, then more of it, right? Hey, Blade. Good to see ya. Yay for kidnapping. There are so many T's in that hashtag. Too many T's on the hashtag. Too many T's. Too many T's on the hashtag. Motherfucker. Got an email from Facebook saying, we have your Facebook account recovery code. Somebody recently asked to reset your Facebook password, blah, 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 but the email address is not from Facebook. The name says Facebook, but the actual email address is not from Facebook. Gotta watch out for that shit. Sneaky fucking shit. Oh, I definitely know Flight of the Conchords. It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Oh. It helps my plot to detail it as much as I do, but I know certain other writers, like Johnny B. Truant, can't write with that much detail. He feels restricted and like he can't blah blah blah. But I feel like putting in as much detail as I do lets me write better when I'm in the moment. I don't need to figure out what happens. I don't need to figure out like the actual thing that occurs, so I can focus on choosing the best words to convey what happens that I possibly can. Um, like I've had some people say that like my outline is sort of like their first draft, right? Where I'm just kind of spitting everything out, scene by scene, and just getting words down, and then but then going back and turning it into actual prose, you know. Oh, that's too bad, Taters. I'm sure they would have been great to see. Ugh, trying to lock me down in specific genders rather than the gender neutral they. Not only bad at his job, but sexist. Why am I not surprised? Garnet Brapty butt. Aw. Clundy, you're great. Yay, done with chapter 2. That was over an hour. Of course, we have been talking a lot more than normal because it's been so long since I've streamed, so that's kind of understandable. Also, I am every once in a while messaging somebody in Discord, so. I'm surprised he didn't change this first sentence to all that day they rode, the rain beating them like a stable boy the farther they went. Yeah, when it gets to that many, I don't even bother. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not. If something's important, I hope somebody will send me an email. Bah. Need to stay focused. Focus. 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 A focus. 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 Oh, it's the wife. Hello, wife. I did not. I'm streaming right now. How far away are you guys? Okay, so should I? So I should wrap up the stream. Megan, I am on stream. All right, love you. Okay, bye. Do do do. All right, guys, I gotta go. Good to see you, though. I will be back later tonight for sure. I will come back. I will stream some more. I need to get chunking really bad on Darkfire. So I'm gonna come back. Probably gonna grab some beer. Gonna work on editing as long as I possibly can. Okay. Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Taters. Good to see you, Clooney Man. Good to see you, Alex and Blade. Briefly. Fucking Blade coming in and swooping up your girl. No, it's all good. Except not really. And that's it. We are going to try and stream more regularly. We're going to try and do this every single day. I just need to stick to my schedule, which is going to be real easy on Thanksgiving week. Literally. Okay. All right, y'all. Really good to see ya. And we'll be back later. Catch you then. Bye.